In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use your YouTube analytics to actually find out how you can grow on YouTube, grow faster, and get more subscribers all through your YouTube analytics. So if you want to learn how to understand your YouTube analytics and grow faster on YouTube, keep on watching. How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Simplicity. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and if you are brand new to the channel, we're about building your brand, business, and impact online through social media marketing. So maybe you want to quit that 9-to-5 job, start a side hustle, and turn your passion into a career, then consider subscribing to join the Creator Nation to learn just how you can do that. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help support the channel and helps us to reach more and more people, turning their dreams into a reality. Now, before I do jump onto my computer and show you my YouTube analytics to show you exactly what you need to focus on in order to grow your YouTube channel and to grow it faster, I just really want to talk about the importance of making sure that you are creating high quality videos. Your YouTube analytics don't lie, and they're going to show you exactly where you're going wrong and what you need to improve on to really start growing on YouTube. The #1 rule for growing on YouTube is you need to find the right audience. If you've found an audience, if you know who your audience is and you're creating value for that audience, you're going to be successful on YouTube. So make sure you know who your audience is, how you're adding value to your audience, and why they should watch your video. Then you're on the right track. Let's go ahead, jump on the computer, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean to grow faster on YouTube. Okay guys, so here we are on my computer, and we're going to run through my YouTube analytics to really kind of show you guys what you should be looking for and how you can really improve your videos and get the best possible outcome to grow your channel. And what do I mean by this? As I said before, it does come down to your audience. So you want to make sure that your audience is gaining something from your video. Your videos need to have value in them, and if your audience is gaining something from your video and you're finding the right audience and the audience is loving your content, they're more than likely going to enjoy your other videos you've created in that same topic, and that's going to really help you grow on YouTube. But the first thing you need to do is you need to find out what is working, what you're doing well, and what you can improve on. So I've got myself a video in front of me right now, and this was the how many subs do you need to earn $1,000 on YouTube. Now I've chosen a video that's not my best video, but it is one that has performed better than others in recent videos. So we're going to definitely have a look right now and see what can be improved upon and what analytics you really need to focus on to really grow and have a successful YouTube channel. So once you're on your YouTube analytics page, there's a few things that you can definitely go through, but we're only going to focus on the main things that I believe that you should be focusing on. So the very first thing you want to do is go ahead into reach. And here you can see where your traffic sources is coming from. This is very important because you need to remember that with each video, there needs to be a purpose of how you're trying to bring in traffic to your video. So is it going to be for your subscribers? Is it going to be to gain more subscribers? Are you trying to rank in search? Are you trying to rank in suggested? Are you trying to be recommended by YouTube? All of these things need to be a focus in different videos to really help you grow on YouTube. Now, if we look at this particular video, we can see here that the main source was from my notifications, which is pretty standard, and then the next was from my browse features. Now, if you don't know what browse features are, this is when you're being recommended on the home page and the subscription page. Now, you can be recommended on people's home pages for two reasons. One, they've watched one of your videos before, so therefore YouTube is going to recommend more of your videos to that viewer. They don't have to be a subscriber. If they've watched one of your videos, more than likely your other videos are going to be recommended on their home page. So browse features is really, really important. And once you've found someone that's watched your video, who's enjoyed your video, and who's engaged with your video, you're likely to show up on their home page. The second one is if they are a subscriber, then they've shown that they enjoy your videos, and you're more than likely going to have your videos show up on their home page and also on their subscription page. There's two places you can show up on the browse features. There's the subscription page and the home page. So that's something you really need to think about in terms of where your views are coming from. We can also see that I've had views from my channel page. So this is people coming to my channel page to watch my views. We had 21.8%. Then we also have other YouTube features, direct or unknown, and others. So straight off the bat, I can see here that I'm not ranking in YouTube search, and YouTube search, especially as a small YouTuber, is something you want to be focusing on to rank in search. Now we're going to talk exactly the best way to rank in YouTube search and how you can make sure that you're ranking in YouTube search. So if you want to learn how to rank in YouTube search, I have more videos on that. I'll put that in the info cards, but keep on watching because I'm going to talk about in detail why this video isn't ranking in YouTube search and how you can get your videos to rank in YouTube search. So the next thing I wanted to look at is the impressions funnel. This can be quite useful because it tells you how many impressions you had, where those came from, your click-through rate, how many views you had from those impressions, the average view duration, and the watch time from impressions. So we can see here, this video has had 5,600 impressions. 27.2% was from YouTube recommending this video. Now if you hover over the info here, it's going to show you that from the ones that YouTube recommended, they recommended 17.6% on people's home pages, which we just talked about, and they recommended 9.6% on people's watch pages. So if you don't know what they mean by the watch page, that means it's the page that you're watching a video on, and you see those recommended bars up on the right hand side. That is your recommended on your watch page. So there's two places that YouTube can recommend a video. They can recommend it on a watch page. That's when you're watching another video, you see those suggested videos, and they can also recommend it on your home page. So when you log into YouTube, when you go into YouTube, there's always those videos that show up on your home page, and that is a really, really important place to pop up to get views on YouTube. Whenever you pop up in these places, that counts as an impression. So if you don't know what an impression is, it's when somebody sees your thumbnail, that counts as an impression. And then your click-through rate, which we're going to go through now, is based upon how many people actually clicked on those impressions. So from those 5,600 impressions, 4.9% clicked on those. So from that, we received only 276 views from 5,600 impressions. Now you're probably thinking that's quite low, but I believe anywhere from 5 to 10% click-through rate isn't too bad, but it does come down to how many impressions you have. As you can expect, if you had like 200,000 impressions and you only had a click-through rate of 2%, that's still going to be a much larger view count than 5 to 10% with only 5,000 impressions. So you really start to understand that click-through rate is really important, but it can also be very misleading, especially if you try to look up what is a good click-through rate. It doesn't really tell you what kind of data that's based on. Is it based on 200,000 impressions, or is it only based on 2,000 impressions? Those are two very different view counts based on those impressions. So click-through rate can kind of take it with a grain of salt. It is important, definitely focus on it, but it does come down to each YouTube channel, and how many impressions that YouTube channel is getting is really going to answer that question of whether it's a good or bad click-through rate. To be honest, I can honestly say with the way my YouTube channel has been going, and I'm trying to transition from one type of videos to another, I'm not going to say this is a good click-through rate because the impressions are reasonably low. For impressions like this, I would hope to have 10% plus click-through rate. The best click-through rate I've had is around about 15 to 20%. So this is definitely not a good click-through rate based on my channel. But as I said, as impressions go up, your click-through rate can come down. So take that as you will. Before we do continue, let me know in the comment section down below what you think is a good click-through rate, and would you be happy with a 5% click-through rate? Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so the average view duration based on those 276 views, people watched this video for 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and from that we had a watch time from impressions of 9.79 hours. So overall, the average view duration for this video was a 6-minute video. So a 2-minute average view duration based on those views from impressions is actually quite high. It's about a 35% average view duration. So the average view duration on this means that the people that did click on this video was the right audience because they did seem to enjoy it and they watched it for a decent amount of time. If you don't know already, you want to aim between 35 to 40%, I believe is a good click-through rate. It's not an amazing click-through rate, but if you're getting between 35 and 40%, you're definitely on your way to having a successful YouTube channel. Any lower than that, you do need to have a look at your video and see why people are leaving that video and how you can make your video better, more valuable, and give them a reason to keep on watching. The next thing I wanted to have a look at here is the suggested videos. So what videos am I getting suggested from? So that's like we talked about before on the watch page. When you're watching someone else's video and you pop up on the suggested video, what video am I getting views from? So 2.9% of my total views I got views from suggested videos. Now I ranked on how to rank YouTube videos in 2020, which was my video. I also ranked on aesthetic green screen overlays. Also ranked on 2 iPhone 11 Pros giveaway, how to use Keynote graphics in iMovie, Why Did You Kill Me, and Fina, some PUBG game. You also can click on see more here, and this will show you all of the ones that you popped up on. So I can see here popped up on announcing the winners, how often should you post on YouTube, YouTube advertising tutorial. So a lot of these are my own videos, which I would expect. Some of the other ones where I'm popping up is a bit odd, and I have no idea why I'm popping up on those. But you can see here, it's really important to kind of see where you're being suggested on. It just gives you a good idea of where your videos are being suggested, and to think about what other videos that you want to be suggested on, because you're going to be suggested on your own videos, but your goal is to be suggested on other YouTube channels that create similar videos to you, because then you can start bringing in views from their audience. Okay, if we look at the YouTube search, 3.2% of my views was from YouTube search, and those came from simplicity, expected as much. Earn subscribers fast on YouTube. How many subscribers do you need to get paid? How to do YouTube, how to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So a lot of those are all YouTube based related videos. It does make a lot of sense. Not really on the exact same topic to this video, which is very interesting, and is definitely something I need to look into to see how I can get my videos to be ranked and suggested on those other videos in my niche on this exact same topic. But it is good to see that I am getting YouTube search from similar videos in my same niche. So it's really important to always think about YouTube search, because it is the one thing that you are able to control and you are actually able to improve upon to get more views on YouTube. The hardest thing when you start a YouTube channel is to actually get views. It sounds silly, but that is the hardest part. Once you start getting views, once you start ranking on YouTube search, that's when your YouTube analytics comes into play. This is when you need to determine, why is it from the views that I'm getting, why am I not growing? Why are people not enjoying my videos? Is it shown to the wrong audience? Is my video just not very good? Is there no value from it? Am I not giving them a reason to watch my video? All of these things you can find out through your YouTube analytics. So the next thing I wanted to point out is when you look at your thumbnail, it can vary from your average view duration. So from here, it was 2 minutes and 7 seconds. If we go back to overview, we can see here that it's actually 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So from those impressions, my average view duration was actually slightly better, but once again, it was around about, that would have been 35%, and my overall is about 34%. Now, if you want to really have a look to see why people are dropping off, how can I get my average view duration to be higher? Where am I going wrong in my videos to get people to watch my videos for longer, to get more watch time on my videos, to get more people to watch more of my videos? I need to find out where I'm going wrong. So we can actually have a look here. So if we have a look, we can see that we had a huge drop from the start, which you can't really avoid, but we had a pretty big drop off at about 2 minutes and 43. If you go based on your average view duration, about 34% dropped off. We're down to 34% people watching at 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So if we actually click on see more here, so this actually takes us to our video. It shows us the average percentage viewed, 35%, and the average view duration was 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So based on that, we can actually go to 2 minutes and 5 seconds, because that is the average view duration. So if we have a look here, 2 minutes and 5 seconds, we want to have a look to see what I was talking about and why people may have lost interest in the video. Now, do remember that it does come down to who your audience is and if your audience is the right person for that video. Because at the end of the day, you can create the best quality video, the best information, but if the people who are watching your video just don't care about it, then it's not going to matter the quality of your video. So make sure that you are doing everything that you can to make sure that anybody that watches your video is right for your channel and is right for that video. That is the main thing that can hurt a YouTube channel, is people try to get views in any way that they can, and it's actually digging a hole and making it that much harder for them to grow on YouTube because their videos are being shown to the wrong people. As soon as you even have one person watch your video that is the wrong type of audience for your video, that can actually hurt your channel. So let's have a look here and see if we can determine what possibly made people click off this video.
You can do this. So I want to share how smaller channels are making millions of dollars with a much smaller audience here on YouTube. Firstly, do not leave how much money you're going to make all down to YouTube. If you're just counting on your ad revenue money from YouTube, you're never going to make as much as you potentially can earn. So if your scheme is to earn as much money from ad revenue, then you're really hurting yourself, and there's so many more streams of income out.
So this particular example, I can't actually see too much going on here. Yes, you could say with this video, I definitely didn't have much scene changes, and that is something that I am working on with my videos. I want to have as much scene changes as possible, and I'm working on some awesome B-roll footage and overlays to really kind of just split the video up and make it more interesting. So that's the main thing that I'm working on at the moment. Apart from that, I don't really see too much going on here. I guess not really enough to keep the viewer interested, but I do believe that a large portion of my audience don't actually really care about the video, and that is the biggest mistake that YouTubers make, is they try to get views any way that they can, and then they actually have the wrong audience watching their video. It's something that I'm transitioning from, and that is a huge mistake that I am trying to fix, so make sure you guys don't make that same mistake. Let's jump back to the analytics. Okay, next I want to click on engagement. Okay, so this is going to show you your audience retention, which we've already gone over, and we've kind of dived in to see why people are clicking off your video. Now, before we do get into this, I do want to point out how important average view duration is, and more importantly, how important watch time is. And that's exactly what we're looking at right now. If you didn't know already, the reason a video is going to do well, it's going to keep getting impressions, it's going to keep getting views, and it's going to essentially blow up on YouTube. It all comes down to the watch time and the average view duration. More importantly, it just comes down to the watch time, but average view duration is helping you to understand how you're going to get more watch time. So let's take a really simple example. Let's say you created a 10-minute video based on this video, for example. How many subscribers you need to make $1,000 on YouTube. And then of course, you have your competition that you're trying to compete with, which is other YouTube channels who have created a similar or the same video. Let's take, in this example, the one type of thing that we can control is YouTube search. Let's say you're trying to rank within the first 10 videos on YouTube search for how many subscribers do you need to make $1,000. Well, the way the YouTube algorithm works, it's going to show the best videos that are getting the best results based on that search term. Makes sense, doesn't it? YouTube wants to keep people on the platform, and therefore they're going to show videos that are getting the best results. The best results for them is people staying on the platform. And what that comes down to is the amount of watch time that is created from that video and the engagement from that video. Now, engagement is really important because that helps to tell you, the creator, whether your audience is enjoying your video. So it depends on how many people like the video, how many people dislike the video, what people were commenting on your video, the feedback you're getting from that video is really the best way to find out how people are responding to your video. So engagement is more for the creator more than it is for YouTube. A lot of people say the more engagement, the more likes, then the better the video is going to do. There definitely is a lot of truth to that, but at the end of the day, even if a video has like 5,000 likes and it has 500 comments, if it doesn't have that many views, then the engagement doesn't really matter. If it's not keeping people on the platform, YouTube is not going to keep showing that video to more and more people. And that's how impressions works. If a video is doing well, YouTube will recommend it more and more and more until eventually it doesn't do as well. A video is never going to last, and that's why videos blow up and then they decrease. So it's really important to remember what causes an impression, what causes a video to blow up, and what it comes down to is people are clicking on the video and they're watching the video for a long time. Average view duration is a great way for us as the creator to understand how long people are watching our video and to determine why people might be leaving and how we can get a better watch time. But as I was saying, watch time is what matters. So if you're trying to compete with the top 10 videos for that particular topic, you need to have a greater average view duration than them. Now there's two ways that you can have a great average view duration. Let's say your video is the same length as the top 10 videos. Let's say all of those videos are 10 minutes long. If people watch your video for, in this example, 35%, they watched your video for 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Now the problem is we can't see how long people are watching those other videos for, but we do know for a fact that if they're watching their videos for longer, if all of those videos are getting 2 minutes 30 plus, then we're not going to rank higher than those videos. It's that simple. YouTube is not going to recommend a video that another video is outperforming it. So you really need to make sure you need to find out what the average view duration is. How can you make that average view duration better? And more average view duration means more watch time. Because at the end of the day, if you have a good average view duration, even if it was only 10 people watched your video, YouTube is going, okay, this video is doing well. It's performing better than these other videos. We're going to keep showing it to more and more people. If it keeps maintaining that view duration, it's going to get more watch time and it's going to rank better and better on the YouTube search, which is going to get you more and more views. Now you can see, unless that video can maintain that, unless it is a really, really good video and it maintains that average view duration, over time your video can drop back down and no longer show on YouTube search. But that's how it works, guys, and that's why average view duration is so important, but more importantly, it comes down to the watch time. If your video has the greatest watch time, it's going to rank better than other videos on the same topic with less watch time. So this particular video, we can see that it had 20.9 hours of watch time and an average view duration of about 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So it's safe to say that from about the 600 views that I've had who watched that for about 2 minutes, equates to about 20.9 hours. Now we can also click on the average view duration here, and that's going to kind of show you the average view duration for each particular day. So we can see at one point on the August the 16th, I had an average view duration of 5 minutes and 8 seconds. But on the very first day, it was about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So we can kind of see, based on the views, obviously this is going to fluctuate, and then you're going to get an average view duration overall. On this particular day, it clearly did manage to reach the right audience, and for whatever reason, they did enjoy that. It doesn't tell me the amount of views that correlates to that, so it could just be that one person watched that for 5 minutes. It's hard to say. So that's why the average view duration is going to give you a much better idea of the average your viewers are watching your video. So it's really important to look at how long they're watching that for, why they're clicking off that video. If it's already pretty high, then you can be pretty happy with that. But what you need to remember is, if it's high, you're going to get more impressions, and then your average view duration is likely to drop. And it is likely your average view duration could decrease because you're having more and more views. So you really want to aim, if you're not getting very many views, you want your average view duration to be as high as possible to get more watch time to try to compete with other people on that same topic. The next thing I want to look at is audience. Now, audience is going to tell us a few things here. It's going to tell us how many people are watching our videos that are subscribed and not subscribed. If your channel is growing, you're likely to have a larger percentage of people watching your videos that aren't subscribed as opposed to subscribed. Because I'm having a bit of a transition period, most of my views are coming from my subscribers, and we're having a very, very small percentage of non-subscribers. We can also see the age and gender here, mostly males. And according to this, the age is 18 to 24 is 100% of all of my viewers. Now, the top countries are from India, Philippines, United States, and United Kingdom. And about 5.5% of my audience is watching this in English subtitles. The rest are watching it with no subtitle. Now, audience is definitely something worth looking at to help you determine who's watching your videos and what kind of audience you're actually reaching. This can also be really important in terms of when you should upload your videos and things like that. You really do need to have a look to see what percentage of people are watching your videos that are subscribed. Your aim is to reach more and more people that have never seen your channel before and have not subscribed, so that you can turn them into subscribers. So even though the audience tab isn't the most crucial one that you need to look at, it's definitely worth looking at when you can from time to time, just to see how your channel is looking and to see whether it is getting that growth that you want. And then you can start to see why are people not subscribing and how you can turn those into subscribers. Right, guys, that was showing you the main things that you need to look for in your YouTube analytics to see where you can improve upon, what you're doing great, and how you can really start to grow on YouTube. Once you're starting to get those impressions, once you're starting to get those views, you really need to look into your YouTube analytics to see why you're not getting the same results that other YouTubers are getting. What is stopping your video from getting the same amount of impressions as views as your competitors? You really need to find out why people aren't watching your video for as long. So you really need to focus on your watch time and your average view duration. Find out why people are clicking off your video. Find out what you need to work on in terms of ranking in YouTube search. Where are your views coming from? What can you improve upon? And how can you even improve where you are getting views from? If you're ranking in YouTube search, that's great. Maybe work on recommended or work on getting more views in a YouTube search. Wherever your views are coming from, see what you're doing well and how you can improve to really start to grow on YouTube and to get the results that you're hoping for and to grow even faster on YouTube is all through the power of your YouTube analytics. They're there to be used, so make sure that you use them and use them correctly. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help support the channel. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos of how to grow your brand, business, and impact through social media marketing. If you did enjoy this video, I know you'll love these other videos. Go ahead and check those out, and I'll see you over there.